Episode 1, Scene 1, Primal Inspired Keto. Let's get this thing started. Oh, and stick around to the end. There's a little bonus video. I might as well start with my story. Episode 1, Scene 1. I've been heavy my whole life. I've struggled with my diet and with diets. I've struggled with type 2 diabetes, for the last 15 years. But I don't struggle with type 2 diabetes anymore. My family doctor had told me a couple of years ago about paleo and keto and mentioned it, but it was in one ear and out the other. I've tried so many diets, I've done so many things, I just didn't think there was any real answer to the whole, diet problem or losing weight challenge. Just never seemed to take. Primal Inspired Keto actually started for me a couple of years ago. As part of not feeling well, I was looking for some solutions, and I started following some YouTube channels and was turned on to kombucha and started drinking kombucha, making my own kombucha, and felt a real difference in the way I was feeling, my health, my immune system, and started paying attention to my gut health. I stopped having colds and flus, and it truly is a miracle, and there's more to it than that. But that's something that's been around for thousands of years. And so they knew something that we're just starting to pay attention to. But they got probiotics and everything. Next they'll be coming out in candy and things for kids to eat mixed with sugar. I don't know. Like a lot of the store-bought kombucha is way too sugary. I brew my own kombucha. It's not sugary. It's probably closer to vinegar than it is to tea. It'll get your attention, but it does make you feel good. So it is what it is. I say that too often. So I travel a lot with my job. And as I traveled, I would eat out and, go out to restaurants. And even when I bought food and had it at the hotel, it was the wrong food. It actually wasn't all that far from what we're told to eat. It just obviously wasn't what I should have been eating. And that's I think where we're going with this is what do we need to eat and not what we're told to eat. So and what we need to eat happens to be very tasty and very good and not necessarily expensive. So that's a big thing. We'll talk more about that, I hope. So I came back from a trip particularly feeling pretty bad, and my wife told me about a documentary called The Magic Pill. We watched it, and a light went on. And as a disclaimer, I have to say that not one source is going to have all the answers. It's a great documentary, I think. Seen plenty of others with contradictory points and things like that. But I obviously it's to me it's moving in the right direction. But it's a really good one. And so then I started looking at different people's websites and Rob Wolf and reading all the books I can get my hands on, and following people like Dr. Ken Berry. The guy's just awesome, straight talking, is what it is. There goes is what it is again. Straight talking kind of guy, really seems to have a real understanding for how the human body, we are supposed to operate. So after I started drinking my own kombucha for my own gut health, I realized that it would be a good time to start a garden. So last year I started a pretty decent garden. I did very well. I did pretty good this year, but now come to find out, most of those vegetables I won't eat anymore. So but next year we have a plan. A lot of vegetables that we can eat and put up and have for the future. As I would travel, I would try all the different beers in every place I could go into. I'm a beer snob. I really love beer. Now I know it's liquid bread, and I can live without it because I feel much better without it. So I miss you, beer, but I could do without it. So when my wife and I started the ketogenic lifestyle, which I think is more accurate than just a diet. It's not, the diet is what you eat. The lifestyle is different. We struggled with figuring out the macronutrients and figuring out what we needed to do with macronutrients. And fortunately, we came across, after some research, we used all the calculators and all those things, and we stumbled across an app that really seemed to and definitely made a difference. It works great in calculating your macronutrients, calculating what you can and can't eat, really helping you guide your own meal plan simply and easily. And then we discovered now as we go out to dinner and things, it's very easy to stay within the meal plan to maintain that lifestyle. One example, you go to Chili's. Chili's has this burger called the Boss Burger, and if you're eating one meal a day and you want a decent meal, we can get onto the whole fasting thing, which to me, when I first heard it, that seemed just ridiculous, but we can talk about that. But the Boss Burger, back to the Boss Burger. It's a big hamburger with brisket on top of it, with pulled pork on top of that, with bacon on top of that, with sausage on top of that. So I get it without a bun, without the sauce, and it is a carnivore mountain. I mean, it's just great. And get the broccoli instead of the fries. I never even get a second look from anyone when I get it. I've had people walk by and say, "Ooh, that looks good." It is good, and there's no guilt there. So you could do this almost every place. My wife just told me today that she went to I think Wendy's and got their burger without a bun and and a salad, and that's a great lunch. It's if you need to eat lunch, it's a good lunch. So we can get through this thing. We can get through this. So back to why I call this Primal Inspired Keto. For all those things, it only makes sense to figure out how we can live today and be successful in the regard like our ancestors did. Our lifespan, our quality of life, all those things, and make it through this jungle of all these toxic foods that we're surrounded with. I'm a big fan of jerky, but it never really left me feeling well if I ate more than just one or two pieces. Never really knew why. And so I eventually got into making my own jerky, and I have venison jerky and beef jerky and all the different varieties of that, and discovered that some of the ingredients weren't all that pleasant. And so I began to research other ways of doing something like jerky, and there's alternatives. We're going to talk about those things in future episodes, given the opportunity. So, Primal Inspired Keto. It's our channel. I'm looking for feedback. I'm looking for positive, constructive feedback. So if you have negative, destructive feedback, well, negative, destructive feedback are like hemorrhoids. Don't be the home of a hemorrhoid and say something destructive. So, come on. Let's live in a positive environment. Please subscribe, tell a friend, follow along, give me ideas, tips, things that we can do. I'm going to focus on news and tools and tricks, recipes. I think we all have a lot to bring to this, and I'd like to be part of that whole environment, part of that whole culture. I'm very excited about it. That belt that I held up in the beginning, that's going around my waist. I've lost a lot of weight. I had just donated garbage bags full of clothes out of my closet that I won't need anymore, that don't fit. Even the ones that I thought, I could hang on to for a while. Christmas is right around the corner. Maybe somebody will buy me clothes that fit that I can give away in a couple of months too. That's fine. It's all going really well, and I want to share this, and I want to hear how it's going for you. So again, please subscribe, click the bell so you can get videos. I'm going to try to update once a week, and really that's it. Primal Inspired Keto. Thank you. Oh yeah, the haircut, or lack thereof. Didn't always used to be this way. It's you know, it's where I am now, but that's fine. I very much enjoy it, and also with this the losing weight and all that other stuff, I've got this stuff going on here, which, hey, it's bought and paid for, so it's mine. It'll go away eventually. You know, there's more of that to come. So, it is what it is. Thank you.